Okay, I want to go through the installation of the transmission in this CB350. The first thing I want to show you is on the shift barrel. And it's important to note this little dimple here in the barrel, because that needs to be orientated correctly after you install it. And that dimple is where this little ball bearing is going to rest. And I'll show you that once I get this in. So to install this, just slides through like this, and I already have my gas seal here. And your shift forks go on one at a time, and I have them lined up, all set to go. The two outside ones are identical, and the middle one is a little bit narrower. So that's a good way to keep them in the correct order. And these go on really easily. And I'm just doing this as a mock-up, so I'm putting this all in dry. If you were assembling this, I mean, obviously you'd want to have assembly lube on this. And what these do is they ride on this little channel right here. Each one has a channel that it rides on. And what you do is you drop these little dowel pins once you have that lined up. Drop these in. And then they get secured in there with a little cotter pin. And one other thing to mention, that I replaced the middle shifter fork on this because this is a good thing to check right here. If you ever see abnormal wear like this, they call it a smiley face. This is bent and it should be replaced. So I actually replaced this one with one off of eBay I found. So this is a good little tip is to look for this. And if you see this on yours, replace it. Okay, so I mentioned that little dimple earlier. So it's important to have that in the correct orientation. This little dowel will just drop. I'll try to do this so I can. It just drops right in there. Now that we've got that in there, the spring goes on, sits in there just like this, and what you would do is once you get this on, you would bend this up so it acts as a stop so this doesn't back out. And just for the sake of this, I'm just going to kind of do it hand tight. So now we know that we're in the correct position here. And the way these forks sit, so these two sit down and this one sits up. And you have these little locating pins. You're going to go right here and right here. And just sitting there like that. And then you have these two that are also sort of like a locating. You just sit here, here. How much time? That rides right in here. And these forks ride right in here, so you can see this, and right in here. These two don't move, this one doesn't move. In order to put this in, you just sort of line that up best that you can, and you'll feel it drop in like that. You'll know once it's in there. You'll know that it'll sit nice and secure like that. So we've got this one in. I'm going to come after this one. Goes in like this. The same thing, you have a little, your dowel will fit right there. Same here, you have a locating. That'll go right there. And your fork is going to ride right in here. Slide this in. Okay. Now you're in. Everything is locked in, you're in neutral, and everything is spinning freely. You know you're in neutral because you can spin one and the other one's not going to move. So now that we have this in, let's test it out and run through the gears.